Determine the lengths of the missing sides in triangle ABC, given that C equals 8.76 centimeters, angle A equals 30 degrees, and there is a right angle at capital C. Give exact answers when possible, otherwise give to an accuracy of 3 significant figures. So we're going to not use a calculator for as long as we can, that's the exact bit. Once we get to a point where we don't have the tools to work out the sine or the cos or the tan of the angle, we will go to the calculator. So if I want to draw this triangle, well, if I know one of the angles is 30 degrees, another one is 90, the right angle, the other one must be 60. So your 60, 30, 90 triangle is one of your standard triangles. So I'm just going to draw it like this. So right angle there, I want something like that. So this must be the 30 degrees. I'm going to label the right angle. I'm not going to put the 60 in just because I haven't been given the information and I don't want to confuse which ratio I'm using. So I need to put in more information, which is the C. Well, I've been told the right angle is at capital C. And if you see this sort of convention for labeling sides and angles, as in if you're using lowercase letters for the side and uppercase letters for angles, then they are opposite each other. So this little c is going to be that one there. So that's going to be the 8.76 centimeters. So now if I'm going to work with the 30, I am looking to find x and y. So I'll just call this y and x. And then we can label the sides with our hypotenuse, opposite, and adjacent. So hypotenuse, longest side opposite the right angle is here. The opposite is opposite the angle in the question. In this case, we're going to use the 30. You could, by all means, put the 60 in and go opposite that and use the 60. The reason why I didn't write the 60 is because I don't want to confuse my opposite and adjacent. So I'm going to call this the opposite and this the adjacent. So if I want to find y, well, I'm going to use, obviously I need to find the O, and I'm going to use the H, that's all I've got, so that would be SO, would be sine. So that would be sine 30 equals, well, it's y over 8.76. So that would mean that y equals 8.76 times sine 30. Sine 30, you should know from your hand or otherwise, is 1/2. So y equals 8.76 times 1/2. So 1/2 of 8.76, well, 1/2 of 8 is 4. 1/2 of 76 is 38. So y must be 4.38 cm. Okay, to find x, well, we're going to use the A and the H. So what you wouldn't do, if you can avoid it, don't use a side length that you've calculated. You should use one that was given to you. So don't use the 4.38. So the equation for this would say cos 30 equals x over 8.76. Cos 30 equals x over 8.76. So that would mean that x equals 8.76 times cos 30, which cos 30, you should know from your hand or otherwise, is root 3 over 2. So this is 8.76 times root 3 over 2. And then I suppose you could say, well, that is 4.38 root 3, which isn't the prettiest looking number. It doesn't look very, if you've got decimal combined with a root, it's not very nice, really. So I am going to turn that into 3 significant figures using the calculator. So 4.38 times root 3 gives me 7.58638 and so on. What I could do is check that is 8.76 cos 30. Make sure you're in degree mode if you're going to do that. We're working in degrees. I am in degree mode. So that would be 8.76 times cos for 30. And it still gives us 7.586, so to three significant figures, that would be 7.59 to 3SF.